everybody, welcome back to Adoniya Academy. Today's video is a much requested one, so I thought I'll do not one but 3 versions of this recipe. Now we're going to do cinnamon rolls with a twist. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to share this video with your baker friends and hit the thumbs up to give it a like. So this base roll recipe is just one recipe, and we're going to use different fillings to show you how you can use one base recipe to create your own version. You don't have to follow any 3 fillings which we use today. You can do your own. So let's see how to get into this. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to share this video with your baker friends and hit the thumbs up to give it a like. The ingredients for the dough first, we have some all-purpose flour, we have some melted butter. Now you can also use oil, but I highly recommend to use butter for this recipe. But if you're vegan, you can use vegan butter, you can use any kind of oil as well. But try to use butter or vegan butter because it kind of gives you a nice rich taste, because this is a dessert bread. So I'm using some regular unsalted butter here, some sugar which is powdered. I'm using instant dry yeast, some salt, a little bit of milk. You can use any plant-based milk as well, and some milk powder. You can omit this if you're trying to make this a vegan recipe. So the first step, in my bowl, I'm going to add some milk powder, some salt, sugar and yeast. All this a nice mix. Now to this I'm going to add our melted butter, and milk. Now milk, in the recipe, if you see, I've written 1 to 1 1/4 cups of milk. Make sure first of all the milk is warm, and don't add all 1 1/4 cups yet. I'm just going to add 1 cup, and then I'm going to reserve the 1/4 cup. So give this all a nice mix. Now once all the liquid ingredients get absorbed by the flour, you're going to go in with your hands and knead this into a smooth dough. Now if you have a stand mixer, you can do this first 15 minutes of kneading into the stand mixer for about 10 minutes. But I'm not using the stand mixer because not everyone has a stand mixer. So I don't want you to think that this can't be done without one. So use a lot of pressure. You want a nice wet dough. So like I said, don't add all the ingredients at one time. Now if you see, I still have some dry loose ingredients which are not forming into a ball. So I'm just going to take my milk and add it about a tablespoon at a time and knead this all into one dough. Now once this forms into a ball, put it on a clean work surface and we're going to start kneading. Now make sure you work on a marble or a granite top so that you don't need to keep adding flour. Like I said, the more drier your dough becomes, the more drier your bread is going to be. So we need a wet dough. Now once I feel that the dough is becoming dry, I'm going to keep adding my milk. Try not to add extra flour here. This will take a good 10 to 15 minutes to knead. It's a good exercise for your arms. A whole lot of toppings, but we'll come to that a little later. So I'm going to roll this dough into a 10 by 12 rectangle roughly. Now our dough is nice and rolled. Now let's talk about fillings. You can use any kind of fillings your heart desire. Today I'm going to do 3 fillings. So one is our regular cinnamon filling. So in a bowl I'm adding some melted butter, some brown sugar. I'm going to put the recipe quantity in the description box, and a whole lot of cinnamon powder. Give it all a nice mix. And I'm going to I'm eyeballing it and dividing this dough into 3 portions, and to 1 portion I'm going to add my cinnamon sugar. This is a nice thing to do if you're having guests and you're not sure what they will like. So they all have options. To the second part, I'm going to add some BISCOFF spread. Be generous when you're adding your fillings because your dough is going to proof again and even puff up while baking. And for the third part, I'm going to add some Nutella. Okay, it's all done. And this is going to get a little messy. So roll it this way so that you have 3 distinct flavors. When you cut, don't roll it like this. Everything is going to get mixed into one. Make sure the roll is nice and tight. And the last bit, I'm going to just pinch everything together. It's not going to open up, don't worry. I know this looks messy, but it's going to be yummy. So I'm just going to eyeball and cut this into 3 sections. And further cut these into 2 each. So you're going to get 6 big cinnamon rolls. So I'm using a ring mold here just to give it a nice look, but you can use a square pan, rectangle pan, or even a round pan. So let's take the cinnamon roll and place it. Just make sure that it's nice and tight so that it doesn't unravel itself. And I'm going to mix it and keep it so that you don't know what each one is going to get. Okay, messy but beautiful. Now again, we're going to cover this and let it proof for about 15 minutes before we put it into the oven. So our rolls have been sitting for about 15 minutes, and if you see, they've nicely proofed up. There are no gaps between them. So I'm going to brush these with some cream. Now these are going to be baked in a hot oven, 180 degrees Celsius. For 15 minutes, bake these and then cover it with an aluminum paper or foil paper and bake it for another 20 minutes till golden brown. Okay, so our rolls have been baked beautifully. If you can check, they're just out of the oven and beautifully baked, nicely risen. So I'm just going to, while they are warm, I just let them sit out for about 10 minutes. And while they are warm, I'm just using a spatula to release them from the pan. Going to put a plate and see how beautiful. So you can serve it as it is, or you can drizzle it with some BISCOFF spread or melted Nutella or some cream cheese, whatever you wish. Since we have made these 3 flavors, you can do a little bit of everything. This is some cream cheese, melted cream cheese with a little bit of sugar. Serve it warm. And it's a really good dish to keep for any party. So let's cut into one. You can just see the soft bun. Just use your hands to pull it apart.